Welcome back to the Miscellaneous channel where I talk about. No. Welcome back to the Miscellaneous channel where we do miscellaneous things. Today I wanted to provide a hot take of a movie I watched recently. If you watched my Netflix teen movie video, if you're one of my 21 views, you know I have mixed feelings about Netflix movies, Netflix original comedy movies. So in that video I reviewed a bunch of their teen movies. But it was almost Halloween. I was feeling the Halloween fantasy, and then I opened Netflix and I noticed this movie, HOLIDATE. And I was just like, are you serious? October or Halloween hasn't even happened yet, and we are already getting the Christmas movies. So I assumed it was a Christmas movie. It's not quite a Christmas movie, but it kind of is. No, it is. Just like every, you know, store and everything, they're trying to get ahead of the curve even before Halloween. So I saw the image on the front page, saw it was #1 on Netflix, and I was like intrigued, of course, as I am. Right off the bat, looked like a bad movie. But like the kind I might like. I decided to give it a try. Essentially, the plot of HOLIDATE is, do y'all remember? Do y'all remember back in I want to say 2011 or around then, when all the rage was Friends with Benefits, and there were those two movies that were the same exact plot, No Strings Attached and Friends with Benefits. Those were the two movies that came out in the same year, and they were the exact same movie. To me, it's so weird too that the star of No Strings Attached, Ashton Kutcher, is married to the star of Friends with Benefits, Mila Kunis. That's just weird. But anyway, so they were in the same movie. Essentially, this holiday movie is trying to bring back the Friends with Benefits concept and its plot, except it is trying to make a whole new term happen. I don't remember how it worked with Friends with Benefits back in that time when that was popular. I kind of want to do a whole video on Friends with Benefits, like as a concept that society was obsessed with. Society just becomes like fixed on these random concepts, and just like the whole year revolves around these things. Like vampires, another one. Friends with Benefits definitely was one of those things where society was just like, whoa, this concept is so cool, let's make a bunch of movies about it. I don't remember if in Friends with Benefits, like, those movies are the ones that invented the term. I don't think they invented the term, but like, were just the movies solely responsible for making that term a big deal? I'm not sure. I will deep dive into it another time. But anyway, this HOLIDATE movie, it feels like it's making up a whole new concept that does not exist to my knowledge. Let me know in the comments if this exists. HOLIDATE it's a rom-com, and it's the same concept as Friends with Benefits, except for the benefits are not sex. They are having a date to the having a date to go to the holidays, having a person to go as your date to holiday parties. It's I'm not quite sure, and that's, I think, the major flaw of this movie. Well, okay, I'm not sure what I want to do about spoilers here. I'm going to give a quick review, and if you are intrigued by this movie and want to go watch it and come back to this video, go right ahead. This movie was pretty bad. I don't know if it was bad enough that it's good to like criticize. It's kind of in the middle there for me of like not worth the time, but like maybe bad enough that is interesting to watch if you like bad movies. So between like a C and a D on my scale that I made up for the teen movie video. It just depends on you. So I say it's pretty cheesy. It does have some big names attached to it, and that's why I knew this was one of those like, if we didn't have COVID, this would be in theaters kind of movie. It's not like a Hallmark or Lifetime movie. So if you like those rom-coms that are meant for theaters, you might like this movie. It is extremely predictable. Again, it is the plot of Friends with Benefits, but the benefits are a date to the holidays, which is not a thing. And they coined the term holidate as like the concept here of like what they're doing. I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest, unless you like bad theatrical release rom-coms, which is fine. But it has Emma Roberts if you're a fan. I've been aware of her career like her whole life, but I've never liked her that much. But I've still watched, Aquamarine is iconic, sure. And the main guy is like, I only know him from that movie, Monte Carlo, that has like Selena Gomez in it and Leighton Meester. I actually think that movie's underrated, for sure. Maybe I need to revisit. The Australian guy from that movie is the love interest here, or the friend with benefits holiday guy. Beyond here, I will be probably saying some spoilers. It's hard for me to like classify these things as spoilers because they are predictable. Like there's no major surprises in this movie aside from them trying to make fetch happen with they're trying to make holiday happen. So that's the only new twist here. I'll get into more things that are that stood out to me for this movie, probably negatively. The plot in general, okay, Emma Roberts, she is always single for Christmas, or so it starts off at Christmas, and it shows the two main characters and like how bad of a time they're having romantically during Christmas. Emma Roberts goes back home and like her sister's married and her brother is like getting engaged, and her mom is putting a lot of pressure on her to have a relationship. You would think she was Mexican by how much pressure she's putting. Emma Roberts is kind of like, so I really think with this character they try to go for like a relatable young millennial, like that is like the millennials that are around my age that don't are not interested in kids or having a family right now and are more like living more funsy lifestyle. I don't know what to call it, but it's basically like non-married millennials that are not on a traditional path. She works from home, I think, and wears sweatpants. And then they show also the male protagonist, the Australian guy. I'm just gonna call him the Australian guy from now on. So he goes to Christmas with like his current love interest, some random slutty girl. They've only been dating for like 3 days or something. She like insists on taking him to Christmas and like insists on him things becoming more official for them as a couple. And he gets really upset because he does not want to take things so fast, and he's annoyed by how women take the holidays so seriously. So real progressive there, real non-judgmental of women. He's just like, women just go mental around the holidays, so I can't date. I'm done dating on holidays. I think this concept kind of makes sense for like the Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's holiday block. I think it can be very annoying to be single during those times, but like the way this movie did every single holiday, so we'll get to that. Okay, let me give one positive for this movie. I did appreciate how much time they spent at the mall in this movie. I never see the mall that often in rom-coms, and the mall is a whole recurring character in this movie. And that's where they meet. They meet at a fancy store at the mall, and they interact. For some reason, she makes fun of his Australian accent, tells him he can't speak English properly, yeah, stupid stuff like that. And then he tells her he doesn't find her attractive right off the bat. I forgot to mention, so this holiday term becomes introduced and explained by Kristen Chenoweth. I'm not sure why she accepted this role. I'm sure it paid well, probably. But Kristen Chenoweth, or Kristen Chenesworth, as Cameron calls her, because he can't remember her name, she plays that crazy aunt, the crazy drunk aunt of Emma Roberts. She always brings a new guy that she met that day to any holiday function. She calls it a holidate. So we get this explanation early on in the movie about what a holidate is. So she brings like a mall Santa from the mall to the Christmas party, and everyone's like, "You're so stupid, always doing this holiday thing." Like, who does that? They're right. Like, who the fuck does that? When they meet at the mall, the two protagonists, then they see the mall Santa, and she explains the holiday concept to him, and they end up agreeing, I guess, that that's what they want to do, and that they're gonna try it for New Year's. Obviously, things go well. They love the no strings attached. There is no sexual things, yet. Spoilers. They only call each other during the holidays. As the movie goes on, we see every freaking holiday and they meet up and go together to a holiday function. Kind of a side tangent, but like this movie, I'm sure it seems like it was filmed not last year. It was filmed in 2019. Watching it, seeing every holiday pass by, it feels like looking in a parallel universe where COVID never happened because you just see them at the mall during holiday times. It's packed, no masks in sight. It's very odd. It feels like, we're getting a glimpse into a parallel universe. Also, in these movies, I find it so strange. Like, I feel like it's so unrealistic to me that the characters wouldn't talk about, like, Trump or, like, politics or issues going on in the world, but obviously they can't do that. It'll date the movie. No pun intended. It's not part of the plot, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, it was odd to see, so many groups of people and them partying for every holiday at these huge functions that, like, we don't have right now. They see each other for Valentine's Day, they see each other for St. Patrick's Day, they have 4th of July, all these things, and like their families are meeting each other. To me, another weird part was that, like, in when they go to these functions, they tell each other's family and friends that they're not together. They're not pretending to be boyfriend and girlfriend, like, to their family. They tell their family what they're doing. Like, they tell the family that they are just each other's holidate, and the family's just like, well, cool, why are you not in a relationship still? And it just makes no sense. Like, you would think they would be pretending for the family to be more official. It's very confusing. Like, the whole concept of holiday just, it doesn't make sense. It's not realistic, and I know that's how these movies are, but it has to stay within a threshold for me. I think that was my main issue with this movie. It was trying to make a term happen that doesn't exist and no one wants or needs. The world does not need this holiday term. I don't know. I guess it's a very idealized world where they celebrate every holiday in lavish fashion. Another issue I had with the movie was it suffered from the same. If you saw my Netflix teen movie video, I talked about a movie called Dude, which still haunts my nightmares. It's horrible. This movie was pretty raunchy. So it was not like your squeaky clean, cute rom-com. It was like they say the word
like sucking dick and cock
a lot in this movie. It's that kind of movie. And they say the word fuck. So they overcompensate. It's an issue of just because you can doesn't mean you should, and because they can say fuck, they say it so much. And they have whole scenes where they say it consecutively, just like in Dude, where the mom just yells fuck like 5 times for no good reason.
Well, fuck! 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 Fuck!
They had a very similar scene here where they just said the word fuck in succession.
Fuck, fuck, fuck. No! Come on, fuck! No! Fuck! No! Fuck!
They just overuse the word. It's like no one says that so much in real life, or people do, but like it's weird. It's overdone. I did notice it was written by a woman, which Dude, that was also a thing about Dude. It was like directed or written by a woman. I'm just like, ladies, like, we can do better than this. We don't have to rely on the word fuck. You can't rely on these crutches. Like, do better. Do better, rom-com female writers. I'm not holding you to a higher standard. I'm just saying, stop overusing the word fuck. It is a crutch, and it's not funny. The movie goes on, and guess what? Guess what? Literally. Yeah, they fall in love, of course. Like, that is every movie like this, where there's an arrangement of a fake relationship and they fall in love. The problem with this is that early on in the movie, Emma Roberts says, so I'm gonna insert the clip if I can find it. She says, I hate rom-coms. I hate how the two leads are always not together for some fake, stupid reason, and then at the end, they fall in love, and you know they're just gonna end up together.
Well, it's the only word I know that accurately describes every romantic comedy in history. There's always some fake reason the stars can't be together when you know they're gonna be together from the poster. It's like, oh, boo-hoo, I'm so heartbroken, even though you're perfect for me.
When she said that early on in the movie, and seeing that it was a little bit raunchier of a movie, I was like, okay, interesting. Maybe this movie is going to surprise me. It is going to take some twist that does not follow rom-com rules because the main character is criticizing rom-coms. Well, I was completely wrong, obviously, and exactly what she says happens in the movie. At the end, they run to each other at the mall. It's like the airport classic scene, but it's at the mall because the mall is the important recurring character of this movie. It just pissed me off that she was criticizing movies like this while being a movie like this. There's even a point where it's so blatant that she is in bed, so they catch feelings. I think they sleep together, whatever. In the morning, they wake up and he goes in to kiss her, and then she's like, don't do it. I hate in movies where the couples kiss in the morning. I find it so gross.
I hate in movies when people kiss in the morning. I think it's gross.
Guess what happens 2 minutes later? They kiss. So she said she hated when movies did something, and literally 2 seconds later, the movie does it. Make it make sense. Oh god. There's a bug. So anyway, Emma Roberts obviously and the Australian guy, they fall in love, their family. So, okay, another holiday they do, I forgot they did, was Mother's Day. A date for Mother's Day. It's just a Mother's Day lunch. Like, who needs a freaking date to Mother's Day lunch? Also, I think in this movie, this guy is orphaned. They don't go into it. I think his family lives in Australia because he's an Australian guy. So that's why he doesn't have family around and he goes to all these holidays with her. But, like, wouldn't he be doing something with his own mom? I don't know. They go to all the holidays, every single one. Halloween. And Halloween, she, like, shits her pants or something and it's so embarrassing and he's there and he's like, I won't tell anybody. And it's just so dumb. I sort of I think I enjoyed it. I'm not sure. I mean, I was crocheting while watching it, so I wasn't just fully wasting my time because I knew it was probably going to be this kind of movie. I looked it up on Wikipedia and it said that it was released on October 28th and it was the top streamed item in its debut weekend. It was just so silly as a concept. It was very like trying to make fetch happen, trying to make HOLIDATE happen. It's not a thing. People don't need a holiday. Like, they might want someone around for like the winter holidays when family puts pressure, but like in reality people don't do this, and I know these are not meant to be reality, but also it's nice when they switch it up. It's 2020. Like, it's time to switch things up, especially if you're going to be criticizing these types of movies as a main personality trait of one of your characters. uh, it's just so formulaic and predictable. It has a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. I should have probably said that in the beginning. That might tell you sort of what level it is and if you like it. It's almost there, but it's not bad enough to be like good to criticize. Like, not quite there. I found a movie review quote. The critic from Film Companion. I don't know that website, but it's a website. The beginning is quite bad. The acting, dialogues, and staging too theatrical, and the ending as unoriginal and pat as you can imagine. I agree that the ending is just unoriginal and pat. I don't know what that means. That is HOLIDATE. Let me know what you think of these types of movies. Let me know if you liked this review and if there are any other bad movies that I should cover. Oh my god, okay, so I'm definitely gonna come back because apparently there's a Princess Switch 2 coming out. The Princess Switch is the one with the Vanessa Hudgens playing the twins, and she's British. as one of them. It's kind of like the Christmas Prince, but it's Vanessa Hudgens. The sequel is called The Princess Switch. Switched again. They're switching again. Oh my god, that's so exciting. Not really, but that's one of those that's like bad enough to criticize. It's definitely more Lifetime style of movie. Not as theatrical, I don't think. More Hallmark Lifetime TV movie production value. Yeah, let me know what you think of HOLIDATE. If you watched it, if you're going to watch it, planning to watch it, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter for updates about new videos. Yay, I finally remembered to plug my socials. I'm just at miscellaneous there. My Instagram, I put up a lot of my different crafts and art that I've been doing. Bye.